Shalom, shalom, Yashala. First and foremost, want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakah, Radash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Special salutations to the hopefully elect, by Yahweh, the house of David, and to the confusion of faces scattered across the four corners of the globe. Shalom, Yahshua. Is the brother Rob Shapat and the shepherds of Berea camp. Shalom to the priests and the elders and shepherds of Berea as well. Shalom. Yeah, man. Just wanted to come do a quick video, man. And you know, as you know, we teach out of the Bible, and the Bible is strictly for the Hebrew Israelites. You know, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, and everybody knows that, man. Everybody knows that we're the Israelites, all right? And their argument now is not that we're not the Israelites, but their argument now is that salvation is for everyone, when that's not the case. Before we even talk about grasping that salvation is for everyone or not, the fact that you're skipping over the point that we've been lied to our whole life. So it's now, okay, you are the Israelites, okay. But listen, Jesus, so-called Jesus, came to die for everyone there. Not just you. He came for the Gentiles as well. Hold on. Before we even dissect that or even get to that area, right? We were lied to our whole life. Being called black, Afro-American, Hispanic, Aztec, Mayans, Mexican, Colombians, right? Haitian, Jamaican. We've been called all of these bywords that we were not. Now it has came out that we are the children of God, the children of the Most High, right? You got Christians that's in the church still bugged out, Jehovah's Witnesses walking up to people's doors, getting rebuked. Everyone knows the truth, and we know who the damn devil is, man. These Edomites, right? Those ruling bankers, these Amalekites, all right? So-called white man that controls and runs the Diamond district, that controls the media, which we're gonna get into the media, which is one of his witchcraft tools and his poison that he uses. All right, so we've been lied to our whole life. Let's unpack that and dissect that about us being Israelites. All right, now with us being Israelites, which means we have a power. And a power, we have a God that we have to follow. And with that God is the God of the Bible. His name is Yahweh. Okay? Which means he exists. And with us knowing that we have a God, God gave the children of Israel, the blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, laws, statutes, and commandments to follow, to abide by. He gave them dietary laws, spiritual advice, how to deal with different customs of as far as like how holy days, you know, how to deal with poverty, okay, how to deal with those that lied, that committed adultery, homosexuals, all right. And the Lord gave us a way of life to abide by. Now, what did the devil do? What did the enemy do? He came, he took our history, he took our book from us, he used it and manipulated us, he used it against us. And why did the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shah allow that to happen? Because we failed to follow the law, statute, commandments of the Most High. So this is our hell that we got to go through while it's their hell. And the rest of these nations is why they torture, torment us, running through all in our community, you know, taking resources, sending it back, you know, making all money from us, sending it back to their country. And meanwhile, we just stay in poverty and debt. Okay? Now, in the times that we are in, speaking also on brothers is in the truth, okay? In the times that we are in, it's time for you to, you know, get in the truth, man. Get out of that folly. If the elders around you or your so-called brethren around you are not teaching 100% doctrine, or not teaching the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shah, you must get up out of that madness, because you need to call upon Yahweh Shemel Shah and sigh and cry even more. The more wickedness exceed, the more your prayers and your crying should exceed, right? So that the Lord can deliver us. And a lot of you 2/3 niggas, man, that's in the world that don't care about the truth, that don't care about any damn knowledge, that don't even consider wow, I was lied to my whole life. You know what? Let me consider. Let me learn something about my heritage. To you, it's like I don't care. I don't care. You know why? Because this damn devil give you so much liberty, and you think that you're actually living life, but it's all a delusion. It's part of his witchcraft. You think the life you're living, the 9 to 5, even if you get 6 figures, even if you have a career, or if you're in the NBA, or if you are a celebrity, you think that's life. But you see what these celebrities is going through: deep depression. Will Smith, depression. Chris Rock, depression. All right. The basketball players like Michael Beasley, depression. Little Bow Wow, he wanted to commit suicide, and it goes on and on. We understand what's going on in Hollywood. Hollywood is nothing but a damn joke, right? It's not the life, it's not the dream, right? They're doing all type of sacrifices, all type of witchcraft, right? There's nothing real about this American dream that you guys want to envy and want to be a part of. All right. What Esau does is he puts imaginary rope there, and you chasing that rope, but you could never grab it until you get 40, 50, 80, until you're dead, because you're not eating well. You're eating all type of pork, lobsters, shrimp, things that are against the Bible, which the Most I told you it was wrong to eat because of your health, right? And then you got your, don't forget about the lotto players. You got people that are made, that have probably spent $1 million in their life trying to win the lottery, and if they would have saved that, by the time they hit 50, they would have had $1 million, right? But you niggas need to go and repent, change from that nigga mentality, change from being a statistic, a hood rat statistic, okay, and become priestly, become lively, build the brotherhood, all right, build the sisterhood, all right, get part of the foundation that was already established for us. That's what you need to do. All right, I'm gonna get First Chronicles 7:14. It says, "If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves, pray and seek my face," all right, which are called by thy name. We are called by the name of the Most High, right? Humble yourself, pray and seek my face, and turn from their wicked ways, all right, because we're moving in the wicked path. Then will I hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and will heal their land. When we understand those that's more on a spiritual um, rank than the rest of you individuals, we understand that everyone is not going to call upon the name of the Lord. Right? It's only for the elect. But we still, as the prophets, got to go out there and warn the people. And we know they're going to blackball us. We know they're going to demonize us in order to toss us up into prisons. Because why is that? The prophet preached a lot, sent in the chat, which I want to go look at. Where did they come up with these statistics, man? It says 63%, I believe it said. 63% of look at this. Let's look at this. New York, folks. 10 hours ago, anti-Semitic incidents, assaults hit all-time highs in New York and New Jersey. ADL says. All right, and this is the delusion, because you see the narrative that they're pushing. All right, it says the rise of anti-Semitic incidents mirrors a broader trend in the city. Hate crimes rose 24% in the first 4 months of 2021. You know, who's making these stats up? Who knows? They might try to do another lockdown. You see the narrative. You see the narrative and where they're going with this about the hate crimes now. Esau always has to be a little snake because race riots is definitely going to kick in because the Most High going to put a spirit out there on these individuals to all come against each other, right? And just so you don't think that I'm lying, I'm gonna get that in the scriptures. Let me get that again. I'm gonna get that scripture. You see the narrative that they're pushing with this, but like the priest said, where do they get these stats from, man? And that's through the media. This is Second Edges 15 and 14. It says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, woe and destruction." So this is in the Bible. The Lord is telling you that there's destruction coming, right? Verse 15, "For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands." All right, and this is what you're gonna see coming into the city. Highly heavy assaults, and it's gonna get worse. So this you should be sighing and crying. All right, verse 16, "For there shall be sedition among men who invaded one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power." Like you see when they invaded the capital, this is going to happen again, right? This is how you're going to get auto op chaos. This is where you're going to have the system, the government, bringing martial law, all right? Because the city is going to be up in an uproar. Verse 17, "A man shall desire to go in the city and shall not be able to." Yeah, because they're going to shut down the bridges, they're going to shut down the tunnels, and those are going to be checkpoints. And that's also how they're going to bring in the famine, because there's going to be no importing, of goods coming in, right? And we're already dealing with staff shortages. We're already dealing with food shortages now. And then you got this so-called bird flu going around. And what they're doing with the bird flu, any of these farms, and if there's any one bird or turkey, whatever that's detected with bird flu, they killing off your birds, and then they're making you grow them inside in a quarantine-based spot where it's not good, and they're all eating corn. They're not even eating the proper food that they should be eating, right? Injecting them with hormones. Who would only do something like this but a damn devil? But you people want to still abide in society and then call us bug outs and call us hate groups. We're hate groups because we're speaking about what this devil is literally blatantly doing in your face. And it's not even like we're talking about 50 years ago where you didn't have the internet, you didn't have whistleblowers. Everybody is exposing this man. But we're the bug outs? No, you were the bug out. Verse 18, it says, verse 15, verse 8, 18, verse 17, "A man shall desire to go in the city and shall not be able to." Verse 18, "For because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid." Which then you're gonna have big gorilla men, like gorilla, whatever he's doing, they're gonna be dancing. You're gonna be scared. All of these big dudes that think they tough and gangster, y'all gonna be scared because the Most High have a way of putting dread and fear upon you. Right? Verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods. See? No pity upon his neighbor because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So we understand this is in the scriptures. We can't ignore this prophecy. This is a major prophecy to come to pass, and it's going to play in on Jacob's trouble. But with this right here, man, let's go into, the priest went into the word media, because the media is their tool, man. The media is their tool, man. In order to push forth that witchcraft, man. That's what they do. Before that, I'm gonna get Psalms 73 and 9. It says, they set their mouth against the heavens, their tongue walketh through the earth. Right? This is speaking upon the Esau and the wicked. It's like he through the media, right? His tongue walketh through the earth everywhere. He want to speak on this, he want to speak on that. He want to bring on false statistics. All right, he want to push forth his deceptive narrative in order to what? Demonize who? The elect. Right? And this is what the media do. Etymology of the word media. Let's go into it. Media, which we see, it says newspaper, radio, TV, etc. Let's go a little closer to it. It says a plural of medium. Right? Now we go into the word medium. So media from medium. We're going to go a little deeper. Right here. As spiritualism, a person who conveys spiritual messages in painting in reverence to oil, water called liquid of pigments and ground mixture to give a desired fluidity, happy medium. No, it's not where. Oh yeah, exactly. Right here. Right here. Let me see. Where we at? Who is this at? Yep. One who conveys spiritual messages. Right? Spiritual messages. Like, what does your media have to do with spiritual messages? That's his witchcraft, man. That's his witchcraft. I'm gonna show you that right now with Isaiah 47 and 12. It says, stand now with thy enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be thou shalt be able to profit. If so be thou mayest prevail, thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly procrastinators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee. And what is going to come upon them? That death, that destruction, that nuclear warfare, World War III. All of these things is going to come upon Babylon. All right, and your witchcraft won't be able to save you. This is Nahum 3 and 4 says, because of the multitude of whoredom, of well-favored harlot, mistress of witchcraft, that selleth nations through her whoredom, and families through her witchcraft. And this is what they do through their witchcraft. They sell families. They sell up nations. They whore out the rest of the nations. Everyone want to be like America. They coming in here. They got U.S. embassies set up everywhere. They bring terror through their media and push the narrative, and everyone follows it. That's sorcery right there. That's sorcery right there. This is Micah 5 and 11. And I will cut off the cities of thy land, and throw down all thy strongholds. This is what the Lord is going to do to you, Esau. I will cut off witchcraft out of thy hand, and thou shalt have no more soothsayers. And this is why you have a lot of people waking up and they're not falling for the bullshit. This is why he's cracking down with his new world order agenda, right? Because he's losing his mind right now because they keep getting exposed. And one thing about the devil, he wants to be concealed and not appear to be a devil. You know, he's not gonna boldly come out and say he's a devil. Another article I seen, which is Mortgage Witchcraft. Let me see. Speaking on this, where you getting these stats from, sir? Where are these data coming from? Alright? And if this is the case, why open everything up? Why let the athletes play? Right? If you really cared about the well-being of the people, during the pandemic. Let me see if I could pull this out. I got this on my Apple News, but let's see if I can pull it up on Google. There we go. More stats. Nearly 60% of Americans now have antibodies from C-19 infection, CDC study says. Nearly 60%. Nearly 60 adults and 75% of children have antibodies indicated that they've been affected with the C-19 according to new data from the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Okay. This is what you're saying, but everything is opened up. You want the mask, you don't want the mask. More of your witchcraft. Alright, so we see the narrative that they're pushing. So, you know, it's best to, you know, sigh and cry, man. Alright? More folly and, you know, more, you know, madness, you know? This is more of the witchcraft, man. Going to some precepts. We get Habakkuk. Because Habakkuk was, you know, crying out, man. He was tired of this wicked place, man. He was done with this. It's Habakkuk chapter 1. The burden which Habakkuk the prophet did see. O Lord, which Habakkuk means embrace. It says, O Lord, how long shall I cry, and thou wilt not hear? Even cry out unto thee of violence, and thou wilt not save. Alright? Hey, you crying out, but it's like, you know, it's prolonging, it's going, it's tearing you. But that's how Habakkuk felt, seeing all of them, and that's that, seeing all of the wickedness that's going on. Hey, you got a man, you know, that said, look at this right here. Look at this right here. This guy's married to a damn hologram. Like, you serious? This is the world that we live in right now. So, you know, you gotta cry out for these things, man. Let me get a precept. Job 19. Job cried out as well. Maybe Yahweh Shah cried out when he was on the cross. Job 19:7, it says, Behold, I cry out of wrong, but I am not heard. I cry out loud, but there is no judgment. And that's how it feels, man. Because why? We need to wake up more the elect. Yeah, we're crying out, but the Lord said, hurt not the earth, nor the sea, nor the trees, until we have sealed the mark, sealed the servants on their foreheads. They got to get sealed. All right? What did Peter says? Therefore, I endured all things for the elect's sake. So just because we got the knowledge and you got the knowledge and you're woken up, you got to be able to have patience. Because there's a lot of brothers that's going to come in through, seeing brothers that get spiritual powers, and a lot of brothers that's going to come in through Jacob's trouble. All right? All right? That's another one that cried out, and he felt like he wasn't heard. And we get Psalms. David said the same thing. This is Psalms 13:1. It says, how long will thou forget me, O Lord? Forever? How long wilt thou hide thy face from me? How long will I take counsel in my soul, having sorrow in my heart daily? How long shall my enemy be exalted over me? See, that's how it feels like, yo, our enemies is exalted over us. Nothing is happening to them. It is how it feels as a prophet. And this is why a lot of you dudes don't want to come in the truth, because you're like, when is it going to happen? When is it going to come? But we understand something spiritually, man. Right? We understand Yahweh Shema Shah is long suffering. That's what you gotta realize. He's very long suffering. Alright? This is let me get that in. Very long suffering. See, I had it over here. This is Lamentations 3:8. It says, also when I cry and shout, he shutteth out my prayer. Alright, and this is how the children of Israel feel, and the prophets feel, because we from captivity to captivity to captivity. Alright, and that's how this truth is. It's not built for everyone, man. But only the elect is gonna survive and make it through this thing, man. Alright, it's Matthew 27:46. That says, and about the ninth hour, Yahweh Shah cried with a loud voice, saying, Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani. That is to say, my God, why hast thou forsaken me? Even Yahweh Shah was feeling like that, because these flesh is weak, but the spirit is willing. But you got to keep your faith in Yahweh Shah and keep trusting in the Lord Yahweh Shah. Right? Back at Habakkuk 1 and 3, it says, why dost thou show me iniquity and cause me to behold grievance? For spoiling and violence are before me, and there are that rise up strife and contention. Right? And what does Ecclesiastes 1:18 tells you? The more wisdom you get, the more sorrow you get. Right? The more we see this wicked, listen, we know how things should be running about, and the more that we know how kingly we are, and what state that we should really be living in, we get more sorrowful. Right? Verse 4. Therefore the Lord is slacked, and judgment doth never go forth. For the wicked doth compass about the righteous. Therefore wrong judgment proceedeth. And that's what it looks like. The wicked is compassing, all of their laws is getting right. The city is open up. Everyone is having a good old jolly time. Right? It just look like the wicked is winning. But they're not. This is the Lord using that to destroy them, right? Their own pride, their own pit that they're building. Job 21:7, it says, wherefore do the wicked live, become old, yeah, are mighty in power. Verse 8, their seed is established in their sight with 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 them and an offspring before their eyes. Their houses are safe from fear, neither is the rod of the Most High upon them. A bull gathered and felleth not, their cow cleaveth and casteth not her calf. Alright, and it seems like that's what's going on. When you think about it, everything is just prolonging for them. Alright? But the Most High is definitely going to bring destruction and hell upon them. Alright? Habakkuk 2 and let me see. Habakkuk 2 and 7. Shall not they arise suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them? And this is why the nations is going to gather against the wicked in Babylon and destroy them. Right? Because thou hast spoiled many nations, and this is what he has done through his philosophies and through his witchcraft, spoiled many nations. But this is what's ultimately going to happen to him. Right? Everything is set for an appointed time. Everything is going to happen on the time clock of Yahweh Shem Shah. But you got to keep on sighing and crying and praying to Yahweh Shem Shah. Alright? It says, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. Alright? I'm going to jump down to verse 12. It says, woe unto him that buildeth a town with blood and establishes a city by iniquity, which is what they do. Right? And the Lord said, woe unto that nation, destruction. Right? Behold, is it not of the Lord of hosts that the Lord shall labor in the very fire, and the people shall worry themselves for all every vanity? For the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the Lord, and the Lord of the knowledge of the glory of the Lord, as the waters cover the sea. And this is what you see, the knowledge springing forth. Out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water. You know, the words of the apostles went out throughout the four corners of the earth, and you see brothers waking up and exposing this devil. Right? And this is why his kingdom is going to fall. Right? And then let's just get it ultimately what's going to happen to this devil. So we crying and you see things, it doesn't look like it's coming, but you know, this is it's coming, man. Alright? It's coming. This is Jeremiah 51:11. Make bright the arrows, gather the shields. The Lord hath raised up the spirit of the king of the Medes, for his device is against Babylon to destroy it. Right? So the Lord is strategically bringing in how he's going to bring this kingdom down, which you're going to see through their World War III, with Russia invading Ukraine, and what's going on with Iran and Israel. Eventually, America is going to have to help, Israel, and ultimately all the nations is going to turn against America and realize that America is the problem, and they're going to get rid of them, right? Because it is the vengeance of the Lord and the vengeance of his temple. Verse 12, set up the standard upon the walls of Babylon, make the watch strong, set up the watchmen, prepare the ambushes, for the Lord hath both devised and done that which he spake against the inhabitants of Babylon. Alright, there you go. So the Lord is making ready the arrow, and the Lord is ready to basically invade this place, man. So Yahweh Shem Shah is gonna bust through the clouds and invade this place, and he's gonna be looking for those that have faith. So you gotta be sighing and crying continually, daily, about these problems that occur. Yes, we have patience and we know that we're in captivity and we're under curses, it doesn't mean that you don't continue to stop praying and cry out for the things that you see going on in this wicked society, man. Lord willing, that was edifying, man. I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bashim, Yahushua, Bashim Kakadash, the ones, the apostles of great millstone who you well. Special salutations to the hope of your leg by up thou without the house of David, and to the confusion of faces scattered across the four corners of globe. That being said, Shalom. Shalom to the priests and the elders and shepherds of the Lord as well. Shalom.